Alright, so welcome back, and in this video I want to explain about the keyframe mode. So I have a scene here. This it's a long scene. It actually has a couple of stuff, all these boys walking. So the idea here is, let me just activate IK booster, Control B, and we have this and we have this. So this is the keyframe mode this side. So in order for us actually to start seeing things changing, is we open up the dop track and notice we have this drop down menu and we have all this stuff that is here. So let me start from the top, all item. This simply means, if let's say, let me bring out the bone x-ray and let me leave the camera view. Let me just move closer. I can change this to perspective. So let me just zoom in. The scene is a bit dense. So this simply means when I say all keyframes, say for example I'm at this point where the boy is standing, and notice there are no keyframes here. There's a gap, and let me just move closer again. So if I'm at O, this simply means when I want to add a keyframe, say I select a bone, notice there's nothing here, no keyframe. It simply means when I grab this and let's say I move it just a little bit, say I move it like that, say for example that is actually a good pose that you want, and at this point what actually happens is it puts all the keyframes, it gives all the bones the keyframes, including the body. So notice if I go to the body has a keyframe here, and if I select this actual bone, it has a keyframe. I'll select a bone from the head, it actually gains a keyframe, and the rest of the whole hierarchy. So since this is our mother bone, it simply means it gave everything. Well, it actually didn't matter whether it was the mother or even though I'd selected something in between here, it would have given all of the bones connected here keyframes. It doesn't mean it will give keyframes to the other separate rig, no. It just means it will give the bones that are connected the keyframes. So if I want to delete this, I just select this and then right click and say delete key. So if I click that, everything goes. So all the keyframes have disappeared at that point. Okay, I hope you understand that. Going to parent. As it is parent, it simply means if, say for example, this is the parent and then I decide to move this, it simply means, look, it has created a keyframe here, and it simply means it has given everything that is a parent to this. So notice, since this is the parent to everything that is in here, notice if I select here, there's no keyframe. If I select this bone, it doesn't have a keyframe. So it simply means it will only give keyframes to the parent of this bone. So let me just delete this, and deleting also works depending on what I'm selecting here. So if I select parent and then I delete, it simply means it's going to delete from this bone to every parent going upwards. That's how it deletes. So say for example I'm here with the head. Let me select the head bone, and let me just zoom in. This was a wrong idea to select a dense scene like this one, but well, as long as it does the job of explaining. So say for example I select this here. So it simply means now if I move this head here, starting from this head going up this direction, there are no bones, because this is a parent and all these are children. So simply means which ones are the parents for this one. So it simply means this one is a parent. Let's see, the neck. I'll select this. Oh, I moved this side. So this one is a parent of this one. So simply means it actually got the keyframes going up this direction. So this actually got a keyframe down here, and all these that are down here, because all these are actually parents to this bone here. So if I actually move down, this is the mother bone to all these. So simply means if I select this one, it also have that keyframe. So if I select this and say delete, it will delete to all the parents. And notice if I select the eye, since it's a child bone, it does not have. Okay, I hope that actually explains. Hope you understand. Delete. Which moves me to my next, the child. So if I select child here, you would even guess. It's probably going to give, if I move this bone, it simply means the keyframes are going to the children. So the child bone for this one is the eye here. Let's see. This eye here, this eye bone is a child, so meaning it has a keyframe here. Same thing the other one, but notice if I select this one here at the neck, it, oops, did I delete or not? I think I did not delete the keyframes that were there. Oops, I need to delete. Let me just select all and delete before I actually confuse everybody. So okay, so let me go to child, and if I actually move this one, so let's check if the neck has keyframes. How was this rig? It's weird. So this one is supposed to be a parent to this one. I don't know what, I need to check my hierarchy. But notice this one, since this one is a parent to this one, it doesn't have keyframes. Even this one here, since this one's a parent, it doesn't get the keyframes, except for the children that actually for this bone. All right, moving on, and let me just select, let me go back to O, and I need to know if I'm on the right frame to delete. So let me just delete this. All right, moving on, parent plus child. So this to some extent is something like O, but how can I say it? It will give the parent and the children the keyframes. But where the difference is, if let's say there's a hierarchy and then there's a new hierarchy in the same rig, then that means those the one hierarchy that you move in, all the bones that are the children and the parent will actually get the keyframes, but the separate rig or the separate hierarchy that is in the rig does not get the keyframes. So I don't know if I'm clear enough on that one. So oops, I've just deactivated the IK booster. All right, moving on to current. So current simply means it will only give the keyframe to the current thing that is selected. So say for example, I move this eye here, I move it say down. Oops. Okay, let me move this. Oh, now I understand why this bone actually gets the keyframe, because it's moving together with everything when I drag it, or I guess. So it gives the current bone a keyframe. So you will notice that the rest of the other bones do not get the keyframes, but only this one, and well, this one I guess, because I'm also moving it, it's also turning as I move the neck. So notice no other bone in here actually will get the keyframes. So that's how that's about all these actually here. So let me go to O and just select this and then delete key. Alright, so catch me in the next video where I'll explain more about IK Booster. Otherwise, bye bye. Like, subscribe, and I'm out.